Well, hey guys, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
Good morning,
Great to
good
have you
afternoon,
back.
and good evening, wherever.
Hey, how are you all?
Boy, Harley's got his nice warm deer hunting vest on. He's up poaching in New Jersey
Wait a
deer or
second. Here,
something.
here comes one. Never mind. Never mind.
Okay,
It wasn't.
all right. Good thing you got wind flags behind you there. Just want to thank you guys tonight. Again, got my good friends, Harley Baker, fellow Hall of Fame member, World Team member, and world record holder. Uh, Jeff Summers, our fellow Hall of Fame member, world record holder, and four-time winner of the Super Shoot. So welcome, guys.
Well, thank you, Jack.
Yeah,
Uh,
thank you, Jack. Good evening.
Great to have you guys. Hey, guys, we get asked from a lot of potential people that are looking to start maybe new bench rest in the group discipline or maybe in score discipline. And certainly there's a lot of apprehension, there's nervousness, and certainly some ego at play. We can all remember our first match, how you were afraid to embarrass yourself. You were worried about maybe safety or the cadence and what you do. And let's talk a little bit about tonight, um, how you approach your first match, how you make sure that you're comfortable, maybe things, do's and don'ts that you want to certainly avoid or things to focus on, and how you kind of approach or get through your first match. Um, you know, Jeff, your first match was what, in 79?
Yes, 79. Yes, sir.
And Harley, you were 2003
2003.
IBS Nationals at the old Palmisano range, and
Yes,
mine
August
was
2003.
Mine was at the Hog Roast in 1998 amidst sleet and snow. So we all have a memory of our first match, and I'm sure we were all feeling like everybody else does in their first match. Before we got there, it was like a restless night before you went to that match or practice on that first day, and certainly trying to figure out what was going on during the match with different matches and different relays. What's the difference between a match and a relay? And we wanted to maybe kind of calm some people's fears that there might be thinking about getting involved in bench rest in either the group shooting discipline or in score, or maybe, it could be a long range or F class, some other shooting discipline. But that barrier to entry of fear of, gosh, I don't want to embarrass myself. I want to make sure I'm safe. I don't want to get in the way of others. And we've all felt that way, and everybody starts at the same spot. And, just some good advice, and I'll get your feedback here in a minute, Jeff and Harley. But, just working with the new shooters, which we all are, everybody, there's a common thread that, gosh, I don't want to get in the way of anybody who's shooting well. I certainly don't want to embarrass myself. I'm afraid that people are going to laugh at me with big groups, which, we get that now today, all of us, except for maybe Jeff. But those are
Yeah, right.
common, real anxieties that people have. And the other thing, too, of late, you hear people, gosh, you have to shoot a 14 or a 15 ag to win today. And I can't be competitive with these guys from what these aggregates or X counts are on the internet and stuff. And, Jeff, I'm going to turn this over to you for your feedback, and maybe I'll close and then we'll go to Harley. Jeff, take us through what you would recommend to a potential new shooter or someone who's going to go to their first match.
I guess probably one of the best things you could have would be a good mentor. Somebody that's, will work with you, help with you, at the range and stuff. And, I get it. I guess when I started shooting, I was always afraid I was going to disturb, the guy on either side of me, cause problems, something like that. I didn't want to do that, of course. But, about all the guys will help you, ask questions. If there's something you don't understand, just ask questions. And, maybe ask the match director, for some, questions that you don't understand, the way the match is going to flow. How many relays are they? What's the shooting sequence? How's it going to roll? I think, all those are good questions. I don't know. I guess a new shooter, and I'm trying to, look back, would probably have, a lot more questions that I'm thinking of. But I think it's just important, to ask people. Most of the competitors are willing to help you.
Mm-hmm.
Just ask a lot of questions. Ask a lot of questions that you don't understand.
Right. Harley, anything you want to dovetail into that?
No, I believe, I guess thinking back now over 20 years, safety was my main thing. I didn't know, I didn't understand some of the terminologies and I just didn't want to be, uh, upset the guy to my right, upset the guy to my left, and really understand the safety part of it. Most of the guys that get in this game have an understanding of shooting a rifle, whether
Mm-hmm.
it's at the level we shoot at, probably not, but they understand how dangerous they are, and uh, one of the biggest things I had trouble with in the very beginning was just getting the terms down. As you mentioned, what was an ag? What
Right.
was a grant?
Mm-hmm.
What was a relay?
Right.
Well,
What is this mothball everybody talks
yeah,
about
what's the
versus a
mothball
bullseye?
thing?
Right.
Right.
And I just, but along what Jeff said, I was just not, I was one of the ones that was not afraid to ask a question. I mean, I got in this game after seeing it was to shoot against Ali Huber and Tony Boyer.
Right.
These were the two guys that I read about in the magazines. So I would ask anybody any question. If I didn't know the answer or
Mm-hmm.
was not sure of the answer, I'd ask somebody. I
Right.
mean, I had my
Right.
vest and I had my gun
Mm-hmm.
and a few other things, but I didn't have I didn't have a timer.
Right.
I I didn't know you needed one.
Right.
Uh,
You did have a Ziploc bag or Ziploc, the zip tie
that was when I
around
was
the rear
really
bag.
shooting
That's how
good.
we met when you showed up with a stupid Ziploc tie. Boy, was that funny.
And what did we see about a year or two ago?
We had a good laugh about that. That's how Harley and I met because he showed up
Yeah,
with a zip tie.
I didn't want to be, I wanted to be safe,
Right.
and I just got knocked down, but I fell forwards. No one, don't worry about the embarrassing. Honestly, we're
Yeah.
all too big group.
Nobody needs to worry about that stuff.
Right.
No,
Simple
no,
stuff.
Right.
no. I just wanted to make sure that I had was prepared for it. And really, if you're getting ready to go to a match, I mean, YouTube is great. You could go out there and see all these matches on YouTube, but know your equipment that you're taking to the bench is
Right.
probably the biggest thing. You go, oh well, I have a rest. Have you
Mhm.
used that rest?
Right.
I have. Do you know how to?
Right.
And these are where you're going to have to ask questions. The
Yeah.
mentor, I can't stress that enough.
Oh yeah, great point. Great point. And I think if you can get there the day before the match, like maybe
Oh
Friday
yes,
morning for a weekend match, and identify yourself with the match director. And if you can find a mentor, someone who is attending the match, or ask the match director, hey, do you have someone here that can help me this weekend and
yes,
stuff?
Yeah.
And help.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure the match director is going to say, yeah, ask Jeff or Harley or Jack, whatever it might be, someone there. And guys will fall over each other and gals to try to help you. Make sure that you're comfortable. And the biggest thing is safety. We want to make sure we keep each other safe, but especially maybe the newer shooter when you're reloading, bumping back that shoulder, making sure that fire control is out of that bolt, just for
absolutely.
safety in the reloading area. I mean, there's certainly so many things. And Harley, you touched upon it. Just having an inexpensive kitchen timer on your bench, so you can keep track of that. 10 minutes in that first registered match or 7 minutes and stuff,
Right.
and watching the cadence of the time for your
Mhm.
5 shots on record, and until you kind of get in the flow. And more importantly, too, is to have your mentor walk you through, hey, if I have a problem where I've pulled a bullet and I've dumped powder, what do I do? Or if I've had my first shot, go up into the record target. Go over some of the things that may happen as a new shooter, so you're not totally alarmed. And then the other thing too is so important, for a match director, or if you do have a mentor, find out who that new shooter is shooting against and introduce them to make sure that the people that they're shooting next to can maybe keep an eye on them for safety and
Oh,
also
yeah,
for their
right,
success.
I agree
And
with
right.
that. Yes.
yeah, and it's so important too that, you know, you have to instill in people, look, you're going to shoot some big ugly groups to get started, but you're also going to have some really good groups that are going to come by accident initially, and then the big groups will get smaller and smaller. And as long as someone doesn't change a gun when they're maybe fourth in an ag at the Nationals, there's no ridicule from their
Who done that?
friends
Don't say
from
anything, Jeff.
St. Louis.
Don't
Say
say
anything.
anything. Nothing.
Yeah, there's no laughing at your friends in the loading area because they've changed a gun. But that's a whole nother video there. Um, Jeff, anything else that you might want to add and stuff?
No, I just thought of something maybe, it will help some of the guys like it maybe some of the bigger matches, where there's like 3, 4, 5 relays,
Mm-hmm.
pick out somebody, that's like shooting in front of you on the relay. So when they get up to leave, okay, it's about your turn to get up and leave, or follow
Right.
them and watch what's going on. And
Right.
that's a good way to keep up with the flow, of the match, during
Yep.
that. I mean, I do that now. I mean, that's, it helps me a lot, but
Oh
I
yeah.
just do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you and I watch Harley all the time because that's
Oh,
Right.
funny,
Yeah.
watching him
you
shoot.
guys don't learn anything.
Yeah. Okay. The other thing too is that on Friday, it's always helpful for all of us to maybe mark our bench with a Sharpie marker, making
Oh
sure
yeah.
you're on
Mhm.
target on that Friday night. And again, the crossfiring is a big thing that it just going to ruin your weekend. It takes you out of certainly the two gun grand, but you want to make sure that you're all set to go, that you're efficient with your time. And this starts with getting your equipment near the bench, maybe buying a Rubbermaid container to keep your front rest in, your rear bag, your timer, maybe a Sharpie marker, bag wax, whatever you have, that you have everything available and you're not going up and down the line looking for maybe your shooting stool or your equipment. You want to be able to be efficient, that when they say ceasefire, you can get your product, all your shooting equipment on that bench, and you can make sure when you have your rifle on it that you are on your correct target, so you are not cross-firing. So important there.
Absolutely. Going back to what Jeff had said about the mentorship, I think in this game you'll end up with, to begin with, you'll end up with three mentors. All right. Number one's a person that actually gets you involved with this. He's the one, he knew more about it or she knew more about it to get you into the game. But you need two mentors after that. You need, number one, you'll find it. You'll find the person, someone that you just seem to connect with that's just that much better than you are at this game.
Mm-hmm.
You need someone that's been around it, whether it's 1, 2, 3 years or 10 years. You'll find that person. Then you also need another mentor, someone along your level.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I don't know who that's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
It could be the guy that you're reloading next to right now, or you'll meet him 2 matches down the road or 3 matches. And that person, he's been at it 6 months, let's say. He's been to 2 matches or 3 matches, and he's just now you've got someone out there that you could really call. I could call Jeff Summers, and I could get the exact what I need to do, or I could call Jack Neary, who could help me with that. But you also need the guy at your level
Mm-hmm.
that
Right.
that you're just sort of competing against and having fun with, and
Mm-hmm.
and you just get to know that person so much better, and that makes it so much for the more matches you go to. Trust me, before long you'll know just about everybody
Mm-hmm.
at,
Oh
at the
yeah.
match.
Right.
Uh,
Definitely. Yeah.
Right.
You might not know him real well, but you'll know, hey, hi there, Dale. Hi
Right.
there, Kenny. But these are the people that come to our matches that do our supply. So you need those two mentors for sure. You need that guy that's driving you, that's out there in front of you, the guy that you want to. And as a student, I always want to beat my teacher.
Mhm.
Always, always.
Mhm.
That's the one that really, and that's what we do. But you also need somebody that's right there at your level. Said, "Hey, Harley, you got your scope caps on backwards." Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I didn't even think about that.
Mhm.
And when you go up to watch these guys shoot, when you get there, as Jack said, show up on a Friday and you watch them shoot, and you'll notice them. Watch them when they set up the benches.
Mhm.
They set up.
They're
They're like machines. They
Mhm.
know that rear back, that front back, the front rest. They twist it. They do this. They do that. And the next thing you know, 2 minutes later, they're ready to go.
Mhm.
And uh, at the bigger matches, and please, guys and gals, understand, we're if you catch us at the wrong moment, and we've just shot a big group, trying to win a Hall of Fame point. We're trying to make a world team. Please don't take it personal if one of us, yeah, okay, I'll be with you. We truly mean we want to help you, but sometimes you just caught us at the wrong moment. I would
Well,
apologize
Jeff and I
right
don't
now.
have that problem.
Oh
We
yeah,
don't we don't have
you're
the
the number
temper like
one
you.
reason.
Okay. All right. Speak for yourself. But no, all good natured stuff. But you're making great points, Harley. And the other thing too is getting the cadence of reloading. It always we always see maybe the newer shooter, they
Yes.
struggle, they don't have a process for reloading. And that's where if you can get there on Friday and have a mentor or someone kind of walk you through the basics of what you need to do. All right, I've just shot my group. The first thing you want to do is clean your rifle. All right, get that rifle cleaning where you've got some solvent in that barrel. You've already brushed it. It's sitting there. It's being waited to be pushed out, but you've got the barrel clean. You're good there. Now you've got maybe 15 cases or 12 cases that need to be cleaned, the neck clean or brushed inside the neck with a nylon brush. And then you want to, full length size those brass, clean that primer pocket. Then you want to put obviously new primers in that primer pocket and charge the cases with powder and seat your bullet. But as you get a cadence or efficiency, you're going to save a lot of time. And that's where just having that mentor that you're not feeling rushed. And with the IBS and MBRSA, you've got 35 minutes between the match, which usually is plenty of time for normal reloading and cleaning of your rifle. But it is so important for that new shooter to learn the efficiencies of loading to where they're not kind of chasing around where are my bullets or powder, my components. Did I leave them in the truck? Where do I have to borrow them from someone? To have everything right there and have your desk, laid out, your reloading table wherever you're at, making sure everything's at hand. And you very quickly will understand the efficiency of what I need to do to make sure I have it. And, one suggestion, we see it so often, is that you'll get people that will put powder in each one of their cases, and then they will go and seat a bullet on one. But then inevitably, you've
Oh
got
yeah.
maybe 12 or 15 cases with powder in it, but no bullets, and someone bumps you, and now you've got powder all over. And in 5 minutes, they're calling you to the line. I would really suggest for any shooter, new shooter or experience, if you put powder in the case, seat the bullet. That way, if someone does bump you, whatever it might be, you
Yes.
are not putting yourself behind the 8 ball with time. That case is sealed with a bullet on it. It's ready to shoot. So many times we've all seen over the years, someone goes through and they will charge their cases with all the powder, and somehow, some way, that table, their bench gets bumped, powder spills, and they've got to start from scratch with no time to do it. So get in the habit, put the powder in the case, as long as there's a new primer in there, and seat the bullet on top of it. You're done. Go to the next case. But that is so important. And we've seen people really
Oh,
when,
absolutely.
they did
Absolutely.
not have time to properly
Oh yeah.
reload,
Mhm.
maybe a couple different loads going up to the bench. So that's a real important practice.
Because
Also, is where the target's held. If you want to go find the whaling wall where your targets, you want to look at your targets predicated on time. And you really want to avoid looking at the leaderboard and stuff to
it
see
doesn't
where
mean
you're at.
anything. No.
Yeah, just maybe start looking at the target, and a good mentor will help you examine how your group was forming, to what maybe you need more powder, less powder. Look at the bullet holes, the shape of the bullet holes. Maybe they're elliptical or something that's saying that, yeah, your seating depth's a little bit off here. That group could be better for the conditions that we have today. So, again, that's predicated on time, but your number one priority when you get done shooting, don't be a Harley and tell everybody how great the group was for 20 minutes. And then you've got 5 minutes to clean the gun and reload. Isn't that right, Harley?
Well, that's sort of an
Okay. Thank
intimidating
you.
factor that I use.
That's pretty true. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Harley's a great shooter. Just ask him, right, Jeff?
That's right. That's exactly right. Yeah.
But no, point being made is that you will find people that, hey, whether they're a newer shooter or older shooter, they had a great group and they are looking to tell everybody about it. And now it hurts two people, the person waiting for your bench to set up, and you've just wasted 10 minutes of time that you need for reloading and things. So when you're done shooting, get off the bench, making sure that your equipment is put away too. And you've got to be cognizant. If it's starting to rain or it might rain, you want to make sure that your rear bag front rest is properly covered and not left exposed, that while you are loading and all of a sudden a thunderstorm comes,
Right.
your Rubbermaid container with your protector all leather bag is not all soaked with 2 inches of rain that came through from a thunderstorm at Fair Chance, whatever year it was. But anyway, but just the small things you're going to learn from mistakes, but getting that mentor is so important.
Yeah, going back to what you were saying, Jack, about going up to the whaling wall and looking at the groups and looking at the bullet holes. We're talking about a lot of stuff that goes down that we still do today. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I'll talk to Jack and he says, something's not right. I think my seating depth's off, or we're constantly tuning these things. So it's not a
Right.
once and done type of thing. It's a constant learning curve. But
Mm-hmm.
one of the, I think, biggest advantages I had going into this was I thought right from the beginning, I knew who I wanted to shoot against, but I was shooting against myself. That was
Mm-hmm.
it. Uh, did
Oh
I
yeah.
concentrate for 1 minute, 3 minutes, five
Mm-hmm.
minutes? Did I call my shot?
Mm-hmm.
Did I see the condition coming in to where I knew that okay, I'll start the countdown. Okay, I'm about ready. Five, four, three, two, one. All right, and I start. Did that bullet go where I wanted it?
Mm-hmm.
And if it doesn't, well, and these are the types of steps that you're going to learn it. It's
Mm-hmm.
not a big deal to learn it. It's what
Right.
to do with it once you do learn it. That's the bad thing. How to read the conditions. As Jack alluded on his initial statement about the game, shooting 14, 15, 16 ags, 15, 16 ags at 200 yards. Those are great ags. They really, I mean, that's 25
Oh
record
yeah.
shots. That's
Right.
uh, but sometimes you could win with a 2-1 ag very easily.
Oh, depending upon condition,
Oh yeah.
Depending on
Yeah.
conditions.
Cold
Absolutely.
weather when it's blowing like in the spring, yeah, you're definitely going to have bigger ags versus late in the fall towards nationals where that air is warm and is not moving as much.
Right.
So
And it
yeah,
calms down and totally predictable.
yeah,
And
it's all relative.
one thing, as you get better and progress into this sport, you'll find when the conditions show up for your 7 minutes, maybe 2 minutes in your 7 minutes, boy, you need to take advantage of that.
Mhm.
You
Oh
you
yes. Definitely.
need, that's when you really need when everybody's shooting 2 3s and 2 5s, and all of a sudden you look up and you see all the flags lined up, tails down, props just barely turning, get on it.
Yeah.
Right.
Get on it. That's when you're gonna, and now all of a sudden, you know what a boost it makes for you. You
Oh
go,
yeah.
I just shot an 180 or a
Right.
170,
Yep.
and you're confident that thing will take you right over the top,
Right.
right over
Oh yeah.
one
And
boost for the whole
e-
weekend.
exactly. And when we all started, I know that, gosh, if I could just shoot maybe something like a 250 group, a quarter
Right.
inch group or smaller.
Right.
And then once I had the 250, that was like my smallest group. Then could I shoot something smaller than a 210s, a 195?
Right.
And as I had that 195, could I get that down to a 170, a 150, a
Right.
1? In my first zero group, you never forget it. Say 100 yards or 200 yards, and you get everybody to sign it, and you'll save that target, hopefully. But that's part of the fun of your learning progress and stuff. And just like, golf or a lot of maybe sports, as your skill improves, you're certainly going to enjoy it more. And the other thing, too, is if you're struggling with on a windy day, hey, can someone help me? What do I do here? And the three of us are usually at all the larger IBS or NBRSA group matches. We're always willing to help people and
Right.
certainly come to us, but there are a lot of really good guys at every match that would be glad to help anybody, new shooter or experienced shooter,
Oh yeah.
especially
Absolutely.
Right.
if you're struggling and, hey, what condition should I be shooting and what am I doing wrong? And again, we're sharing the information here. We want to help everybody be safe, number one, in their loading and shooting, and certainly gain the skills that are going to help them on that drive home saying, you know what, I had a really good time. I can't wait for the next match. And we're all ambassadors of the game. So it's important for us to share. And we're fortunate right now, guys. I think you'll agree. We're seeing a renaissance of some new shooters. I
Yes.
mean, you
Oh
look in
yeah.
what,
They're showing up. Yes.
yeah, I mean, Western Canada, you've got Rick Pollock, Hugh Williamson, Rob Seaman. They are really organically bringing in new shooters. And we have that same thing going on. Texas, Mike Connery, Speedy Gonzalez, IBS, Jeff, or Harley, you and Jeff Pinehart and Bob White do a great job with your school every spring. I mean, there are so many different places that are getting brand new shooters. At our Shelby County match, Brian Robinson, good friend of ours, who's the match director, 7 brand new shooters at our June match this
Wow.
past year. So
Wow.
there are people, husband and wives that are coming saying, you know what, I think I would like to do this. And, and we've got to make sure that they're safe, number one, and they have a good time and they had a great experience that they come back. But again, just finding that match director and that mentor to help you make sure that you're safe and you're efficient, and you do have a good time. And we all have that worry of, oh gosh, I don't want to embarrass myself with shooting big groups, or I don't want to get in someone else's way or hurt them. And again, just normal, you know, trepidations and I think fears that a lot of brand new shooters have and stuff. So
Right.
Absolutely, they do. No matter what it
Yes.
is new. Your new
Right.
job. You don't know, you don't know everybody at a new job. You don't know everybody at the new gym that you're going to start at or something
right.
like that. It's the same thing. And everybody that I've met in this game have always been wanting to help me if I needed something.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Well, guys, this has been really good, and appreciate you taking time out of your schedule. We've been getting a lot of comments that, hey, I'm thinking about maybe starting in bench rest. How do I get started? What's it like at a match? We're getting phone calls, emails, and things. So this has been a really good segment, and we want to thank everybody who is subscribing to our channel. We appreciate if you continue to like us, subscribe, and share our content, and we'll try to keep bringing more content out. Let us know what you want us to cover, and the three of us will be glad to cover any topic that will help everybody maybe learn a little bit of something new. So, guys, I appreciate your time tonight,
Thank you.
and
Thank you, Jack.
we'll look forward to doing another video here shortly.
Very good. Good
Okay.
All
night.
right.
Sounds
Good night,
great.
guys.
Good night.